My darling Libra, welcome to your March reading, right? We are ending the astrological new year soon. We are starting a new one when Aries season starts. So let's look at the month ahead and see what kind of unfolding story Spirit wants us to connect to. And we'll also pull out a shadow aspect that's important for us to, I guess, understand, contemplate, move through, transform, embody, whatever it shows up for you as this month. And that gives us a bit of a heads up preparation, which I love. So it's often why we do divination. We want the heads up to prepare for a timeline that Spirit would like us to be aware of. And then to move forward with trust and faith that everything is in alignment for our highest needs. Now, I get that highest needs can often be not our immediate wants. So we'll hold that truth as we start the reading. I'm just going to do a 3-card story reading. So 3 parameters of something we need to understand or open up, unpack, for us to move forward authentically and in integrity for March. Now, this is for you, Libra. So if you have a Libra sun, rising or moon sign, then we can consolidate this information just for you and just for the month of March, right? So if at any time you're resonating and you want a timestamp in a comment down below so that you can go back over it at the end of March and revisit that theme to see how it played out for you, then I really encourage that. So for you, Libra, we have some difficult transits that we will transmute into gold, my lovelies. So first card, if you read 5 of Pentacles, talks about really about the scarcity programs that come up. It is the old poverty card, which means sometimes we go through situations where we have to learn about not having enough and how that facilitates different doorways open for us. So it's all well and good to be in a resource-rich place and call out with intention and ask Spirit for help and like follow alignment and do all those manifesting things. But it's interesting to me when I watch people that are really in a difficult place and how they show up to their needs there. It can be a place of very strong victim voice. It can be a place of, I don't actually feel good enough within my body, so I don't ask for help. The story around this card is that the 2 beggars are actually walking past the church and they can't even see it. So they could walk into the church and ask for shelter and food and protection, but they're so determined to stay in their level of awareness that they actually miss the opportunity. We get here. This is a normal part of life. But if there's any part of your life that is screaming at you around poverty and scarcity and that you don't have enough, it could be money, it could be time, it could be energy, it could be people. So we might feel very scarce with the amount of people that are here to support us. We might feel resentful around that we don't have enough. Be mindful in these states that we can still hold trust and surrender. We can still hold faith in our guides. We can still hold faith in the universe that it will work out and that we're just going through something difficult to learn. Because once 5 of Pentacles turns into 6, there is this beautiful lesson around we needed to go to poverty to understand what abundance feels like, so that we can make decisions based on giving to others, right? We all cycle in and out of this place, right? It's not a super 3D judgmental place of you've got enough, you should feel fine. We can be here even when our resources are fairly high. We can go through like a spiritual poverty of some kind. We can go through depression and illness that says, what does it take for us when we're not feeling good to actually reach out for help? What does it take for us to actually support people and still come from a compassionate place when we don't feel like we have enough, right? So be mindful of this if it shows up. For those of you navigating the spiritual realm in a 5D experience, this can feel like even though everything is quite stable and calm around you and you're doing quite well, we can still go through a spiritual dismemberment or a shamanic dismemberment that is really there to pull us apart and make us feel like we're back in scarcity and depression and deficiency and all of those things that kick us into survival mode. And if that's the case, still work with it as if it's training from your guides. So this is an experience that sometimes our guides want us to go through so we understand that place, particularly those that are of you that are already working as healers, readers, support workers in service of your community. Sometimes you need to know what this feels like to truly empathize with those that are there. So we can go through experiences that teach us what that scarcity mindset is about. And if that's your training, see if you can trust and surrender into it so that you can get an empathetic viewpoint of what it feels like in your body, in your mind, in your environment when that kicks in, right? Because also when we're in that scarcity mindset, we have to be very careful of what kind of entrapment our mind puts us through. So this card says, trying to find the right language, your mind can go round and round in circles and put you in a cage. But the lady in the picture is blindfolded, but they say that her arms are not bound. So do we put ourselves in entrapment? Do we make up stories in our mind to keep ourselves in that scarcity? And do the patterns in our mind take us back into scarcity, right? So, you know, when we can be in a series of unfortunate events or maybe a string of bad luck, or, you know, we have a good year, but then we have a difficult year, or maybe this month is wrapping up a difficult season for you where it's been like a lot of uphill, tormenting effort to just get where you want to get to. Remember that you have control over your mind. And you can train it through neuroplasticity to work with you or against you. The mind is not meant to be the leader or the emperor. The heart is the heart emperor. And if the heart emperor is ruling, which means you're leading with your heart, then a mind that is balanced and well and in alignment with that will fall into place to complement where you want to be, rather than trying to run the show. And that takes a level of consciousness and effort and focus. It's not just being at battle with your mind and saying, I don't understand why I doubt every part of the journey, which I hear a lot. It's really about saying, I know it feels terrible right now, but I know where I want to go and I can reprogram my mind to get there. And that takes clearing, that takes reprogramming, that takes asking for help, that takes understanding where you mind fuck yourself into entrapment, right? But remember, your actions are what show up in the world. Your actions are what your guides are listening to. Your actions are what other people are monitoring. It's your actions that really count, not your thoughts. So it's really up to you to make sure that your thoughts are in alignment with the actions you want to take. If your thoughts aren't in alignment and they're going dark and negative, just make sure you have enough awareness to say, well, even though I'm thinking all these negative things, I'm still going to show up for myself. I'm still going to look after myself. I'm still going to be kind to people. I'm still going to do the things that will make me feel better tomorrow and the next day, rather than listening to my thoughts and going back here. Anyone that's been through a depressive phase will know what this is like. If you resist and make it worse by beating yourself up and doing all the things that are bad for you rather than all the things that are better for you, you will go back into scarcity, and it's a very difficult place. But if you can identify the entrapment that you put yourself in and take the action aligned with where you want to go, right? Remember that. Take the action in alignment with where you want to go. So that means even though I'm feeling negative and dark and I'm not well right now, I still want to get better. I still want to do better. I still want to believe in a universe that has my back. So what are the actions I need to take to get there? Because if you take those actions, you will come out into calmer seas. So this talks about being in a battle and coming out. There's still some wounding that you're carrying, but the seas are getting more stable. So your environment will get better. You will notice that there is a positive change in the air, and then you can start moving through all the discomfort that you went through in this phase. So things will get better if you take action towards where you want to be and not resist against and make the scarcity worse, right? So an example might be someone that's stuck in a poverty mindset because they've never actually known anything different, but they can formulate a belief system around, but I don't want to be spiritually poor for the rest of my life, or financially poor or emotionally poor for the rest of my life. So what is it that other people do, and what is it that I can do to get myself out of that? This is the card that has the choice aspect to it. You can realize your hands are unbound, take your blindfold off, and see everywhere that you are trying to convince yourself that it's not worth it, and you have all the excuses and that nobody's there for you and you'll always be this way, and do something about it. Or you can stay entrapped in the mind and convince yourself that there's no point and you're not good enough and all of those things. So please take the blindfold off and say, even though I don't feel like I have enough in this moment, and even though I don't feel like I am enough in this moment, I'm still going to act as if I felt worthy. So get your journals out and answer this question. If I felt completely worthy, what would I be doing differently? If I felt completely resource rich, what would I be doing differently? If I felt completely positive or patient or trusting, what would I be doing differently? It's those actions and those alignments that will get you out of where you are. Yeah. And that would be a recipe that would be an excellent skill to learn anytime you do fall back into a difficult place. That's life, isn't it? But we want to be able to navigate those seas with as much mindfulness, with as much self-resilience as possible. And it's really how we get out of those difficult transit that speaks to us about our self-worth down the track. So did I show up for myself, or did I make it worse? Did I have compassion and acceptance and understanding, or did I beat myself up and do all of the things that I know make it even harder for me to get up in the morning, to take care of myself, to reach out for help, and do the things that all of us need to do when we're in a difficult place? Okay, a shadow card for you guys as well. Beautiful. Excellent totem. 13 is the black cockatoo. Black cockatoo is a very powerful totem, very spiritual bird that comes to us and asks us to really understand that the power is within us, right? The universe has got your back. But the way that the universal laws work and the way that unconditional love works is you're not here for it all to work out exactly how you want it to. You're here to learn and to grow. Now, what we hope to help our clients and students with is learning and growing through as much ease and grace as possible, so that your guides don't have to facilitate really hard, painful lessons. So the idea is that if you learn from the subtleties, from when your body whispers to you, from when the universe speaks to you of, we're getting out of alignment now, you're getting off track, you're getting distracted, please come back into alignment. If we can listen to those calls, particularly from Black Cockatoo, that say, hey, synchronicity is waiting, hey, listen to me, then we can go, oh, okay, I don't want to go into those rough seas. I want to stay where I am and get all the learnings. But if we ignore that and keep going and ignore that and keep going and ignore that and keep going, we will find ourselves back here. So we teach our students to feel into difficult timelines that might be coming. We don't need to react with fight and flight every time. We really need our guides to give us the heads up to say, March might be difficult, and that's okay. Because if you're aware that there might be difficulty in the mind and in the resources, we can prepare, right? So what can I do now to make sure that my mind is as calm and receptive to chaos as possible? We can start meditating. We can start pulling back our spending and making sure we have enough to solve problems as they come up. We can stay aware. We can keep our nervous systems balanced. We can pull away from stress. We can start to do those self-care practices that will just give us more resilience when things pop up. So when they do pop up, it's a little bit more like, oh, this is it. Okay, cool. I know what I need to do, rather than what most spiritual psychic people do is they can feel it. You can feel it in your body when something is coming. Usually shows up as anxiety and warning signals. And instead of saying, oh, what is that? I'm going to ask my guides, do all the things and center myself and get ready for the chaos. We actually go too quickly and start overcommitting and start distracting ourselves and start going into this and that. And I don't want to deal with that. And it's all happening all at once. Whereas we just trusted and went, okay, this month might be difficult. I'm going to prepare now. I'm going to create space in my life now so that spirit can signal to me when I need to go within and find the power within. Black Cockatoo says this. This beautiful totem says it's all within you. And don't let the outside world tell you lies about who you are. Right? Don't let the outside world entrap you. Don't let the outside world decide what your belief systems are. Don't let the outside world bring you back into scarcity. Because if we spend too much time in the wrong environments with the wrong people, listening to the wrong media, you will get there. Your vibration will go lower, your frequency will dim down, and you'll be in a place where you have the same problems as the rest of the world, or you have the same problems as what we're programmed to have. It's all within you to have the answers and the problems that you desire. And we do that through our actions. We do that through our alignments. We do that with our habits. We do that with asking spirit for help. So I hope you can navigate this month with as much ease and grace as possible. Please reach out if you have any problems, comment below. All Librans together can really have a conversation below about how this shows up for you. Are you aware of your scarcity programs? Are you aware of where you sabotage yourself, of where you overspend or never ask for help or believe that you need to do it all on your own? Whatever your scarcity program is yours. And for sure that relates to your ancestors as well. Comment down below where you entrap yourself, where you believe in something that holds you back, whether it's your own acting small, or whether it's going against your body's wisdom, or whether it's spreading gossip about someone and that coming back to you, right? We can get out of our own rough seas and into calmer waters, right? It's up to you. You have everything that you need, Libra. I love you so much. I hope that helps. Much love. Bye.